since the elections, the government has actually been scrambling to do things like recounting votes and scrambling to figure out who would ally with who, but still people are without electricity. There's been a lot of electricity outages. We've actually experienced one here a few days ago. There's people whose electrical boxes have even started on fire, and so there's a lot of problems with the services in the country. The Prime Minister did promise that he would release funds for the south of the country in Basra to make sure that they have their services, but it's not enough for most of the people living there. And so they are protesting because they have basic needs that are not being met. And so, unfortunately, their protests, they don't feel are being heard.
Yeah, so we got the two separate issues. You just mentioned one of them is the recount of the election votes. The political alliance of Muqtada al-Sadr winning at the first count, and now he has said that we must wait to form a new government until the demands of the people are met. Are the demands of the people realistic? Are the problems created by the fact that the country still is suffering the legacy of so many years of war, or are there justifications when the protesters say that there's mismanagement and negligence from the government? These are two separate issues, but kind of interlinked, of course.
Well, I mean, certainly they are interlinked, but I also think that the answer is both. I don't think that it's one or the other. Certainly, Iraq is still recovering from war, from several years of war. There have actually been a number of alleged kidnappings in places like Kirkuk, which is a contested province. Mosul has hardly been touched at all. You have demining teams that have just gone in to be able to start to clear it. So parts of the country are still under rubble. Parts of the country are still recovering from war. Many people are still in camps. Over 2 million are still displaced and can't go home. So you do have years of war that they're still trying to figure out how to recover from. They haven't been able to raise the money that it would take to rebuild. But there's also been a belief that there's a lot of negligence within the government, that they're just not providing the funds where they could or where they need to the most, which is to provide some basic services, things like making sure food, water, and electricity get to the people, and helping provide opportunities for jobs so that people can just start to rebuild their lives back again. So it is a combination of all of these things, to be honest.
When are we expecting the final results of this recount to be made public? Where are we in the process of looking again at the votes?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, the votes are still being recounted. There's been no official announcement. I think that there's a lot of local media that tries to anticipate that, it could happen within days or within weeks. But, a lot of analysts have suggested that it could actually take much longer because, the government, there were so many problems with even how votes were the system. The UN came out with their observations, which included that, the voting process itself hadn't been done very well. So the judiciary stepped in and said, okay, we're gonna recount them, and that it's not constitutional to actually throw out any of the votes from camps and other places. So this could take a while, and we just really don't have a solid answer for that at this time.